Hello. Can you hear us? Probably. Hey, you gonna say anything? It's awkward.
Oh, hi.
Welcome. Welcome to the podcast that hasn't started yet. Let's see what we got in the house.
There's been lots of conversation.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like the chat's like,
Wow. All right. We got the Z Show Cruise Fun. Hello and welcome.
Hello.
We've got Sean.
Sean or Alana or both. What is he saying? V, it made it Boris. Why am I talking like that? G'day, folks. I don't know. Are you doing like a Halloween thing there? Like Boris Karloff? Monster Man. Boris Karloff was the actor that did like some of the old Universal monsters.
Oh, okay. I've probably at the monster makeup show thing at Universal, they probably talked about him then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I believe he was Frankenstein's monster. Was Boris Karloff.
Okay. I feel like my mic is like in a weird spot. There's Stacy. Welcome. Finally, it's good to have you back.
No, long time no see or Chatsy.
Meg.
Like
hello, Meg.
Meg, I was watching some of your videos today, and I gotta tell you, were you bummed out with the iguana thing?
Did you say you watched Meg's videos without me?
Yeah, you were doing something else. Sorry.
Wow.
Look, I can't wait forever. So there's like a short, and the iguana's like coming towards them, and then some dude just walks out and chases the iguana off.
Oh, well, that's not cool.
No, it's not cool at all. Look, just for you, Meg.
All right. Larry is here. Says,
Hey,
honey,
Larry.
I'm home. Can I get a beer and some snacks, please? Let's start the show.
Heck yeah. Hey, Larry, you want to do that excursion with us? That would be cool.
That would be cool.
I have done that excursion before. I did one where it included lunch and beach time, but the lunch was good, but it wasn't, I don't know. We're just doing the one without lunch and beach time this time because we think that'll be a better deal. And the beach time wasn't all that in a bag of chips. The lunch was good, but anyway.
All right, we got Mama Sandy in the house.
Hello, Mom. Hello, Mom. I'm in jail. No, you don't know that song, do you?
No.
Not very many people do. It's actually Hello, Dad. Hello, Dad.
Oh.
I'm in jail. I'm in jail now.
Yeah, I know that song.
I played that for you?
Yeah.
Anybody else know that song? I'm calling you from jail. Say hi to Mom.
Kevin counts. Bonbini, everybody. I'm officially on vacation as of 3 hours ago.
That's awesome.
The work sim has been taken out of my phone and no calls for 3 weeks. We fly to Athens on Tuesday. Saturday is cruise day.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
And Kevin had some enchiladas tonight.
Okay.
He didn't say that. That was because tonight is...
Well, they were talking about that. Weren't they talking about that?
Not in this chat.
No, but in another one.
Yeah. Well, in our... Yeah.
Yeah.
Gina's there. Hello, Gina. Larry found Steve. Blaine is in the house. And there's Mike. Hello, hello. Larry, Bonbini, Matt, and Kimbra, hope you are feeling better. I am mostly feeling better. I'm well enough to go to work. Still not 100%, but I'm getting there. I'm a higher percentage than last week.
Meg loves iguanas. I too love iguanas, Meg. And Larry loves iguanas. She was bummed that he chased it off. But he thought we wouldn't like it. See, that's just wrong.
Huh. Then we have Marsha from CME Traveling. Hello, welcome.
Larry, that excursion is a boat. It's a oh wow, catamaran.
It looks pretty big.
When I did it the last time, we saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, it's really stuffed with people. But then once we were on and moving, like it never felt crowded. I think it was a full a full
Yeah,
boat.
it's like unlimited drinks. So that's going to be
After
where I
you're
get
done with
my
the snorkeling,
drink on.
the snorkeling, and they were pouring some drinks too. My mom's asking, ever heard that sound? I don't know.
Kevin said, "Hello, Dad. Hello, Mom. Cha cha cha, cherry bomb."
I like that song too. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. I'm your cherry bomb. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Mike had high fiber fajitas tonight.
Oh, okay. Rayleigh is saying, I love Blue Iguana. Is that the same thing? So this really is a plush of the actual Blue Iguana only found in the Cayman Islands. There is an iguana called the Blue Iguana, and yes, they are blue, not quite as blue as this.
If we had real space here,
but
we would have a Blue Iguana.
Oh yeah, they are super cool.
Well, a hybrid, because we can't have a real one
because they're super endangered because they only live on a small island. Did you say hi to Levy?
Oh, I've been talking to him. He's the one that had the, what do you say, high fiber fajitas?
Oh, right. Okay.
His name is Mike.
It is Mike. Yes.
So when I said Mike, that's who I was talking about.
Okay. All right.
But we've got Kenny here.
Hey, Kenny.
Hello, Kenny, and welcome. Let's see. Gina said, I got my drink on at Paradise Beach. If you are ever there and think of drinks, where'd it go? Think the drinks aren't strong and you're not feeling anything, stop drinking anyway.
You know how it goes. They never hit you till you stand up.
Yeah. Let's see.
Green iguanas are cool, but yeah, blue iguanas are they're a little cooler. Of course, we have the banana pectinata. So the iguana I don't know what species was in the short, Meg, because I couldn't see it well enough because it didn't get close enough. But you had another iguana sighting in Costa Maya that I saw, and that was not a green iguana. That was actual native iguanas to Mexico, which is a Mexican spiny-tailed iguana, but not the same species. We have a Mexican spiny-tailed iguana as a pet, but it's from the West Coast, and the ones obviously that you saw are on the East Coast. Different species, but same genus. All right.
We've got Alfred Inglesberry in the house.
Hello, Alfred.
Welcome. Matt, question about the catamaran. Me being a big guy, would it be hard to climb back on the boat?
No, because they literally lower stairs down. Like it's literally stairs, and you just climb up the stairs. Like it's super easy to get on and off of this catamaran and into the water. It's like the easiest way you can snorkel from a boat is on a big catamaran that has the stairs. And that's what it had when I was on it the last time. And I'm pretty sure it's the same company and everything. So yeah. Now I have been on smaller catamarans that just have a ladder, but usually if you can climb a ladder, then you're fine. Because the ladder extends into the water. So you just have to, sometimes if it's wavy or something, you have to be a little careful that you can like get on the ladder without banging your knees or something. But that doesn't matter how big or small you are. Once you're on the ladder though, you're stabilized and you just climb up. It's not that difficult. It's not that difficult. Hello, Aaron.
Blaine says my niece has a gecko. I also have a gecko. Yeah. I love my Jasper. He likes, or they like papaya.
We don't know if
I don't know if it's male or female yet. So right now, Jasper enjoys papaya.
Cool. So we're going to get started in a few minutes. If you're new to this particular format of our podcast, then where have you been? No, just kidding. Basically what we do is at 8:30 live time now, we will officially start the podcast. We'll run the credits, and we do interact with the audience a little bit, but not as much as like right now, like on a more of a typical live stream. And that's because this is edited and launched as an audio only podcast as well. And then when we're done in about an hour, we'll run the ending credits, and then we'll come back and we'll do a little bit more of fun live time before we head over to the Down Under Cruisers and their live stream, which starts at 10 o'clock. So
Yeah. Did you say hi to the Gaylors and Aaron?
I said hi to Aaron. I miss the Gaylors, which hello Gaylors. Yeah, thank you. We got a lot of people in here tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out. We're going to have fun tonight because we are going to talk about the ports that we went to.
And we don't have any notes.
MSC.
Well, did you take notes?
No notes.
Yeah, so we're just going to wing this.
We're going to wing it.
But, I mean, we were there, so it shouldn't be too bad.
True. Oh, thank you, Meg. Yeah, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up. And we're not like a big milestone or anything.
There's Paul Vines.
I know we were like one away from 2,200 or something like that. But
did we hit that? Have you looked at it again recently?
Last time I looked, we were at 2,199.
Yep, that's what it still says.
So if you're out there in the audience and you haven't subscribed, you could be 2,200. Not that that's a real significant number, but it's a number.
There's 2 2s and 2 zeros.
That's true. I want to get to 2,000. No, that wouldn't work. Never mind. 2222. That'd be cool.
That'd be only another 22.
Well, I mean, Hey, Ocean Travel. Thank you for coming in. Welcome.
Oh, Rayleigh says that he sees 2.2. I wonder if it's like rounding up.
I think it does, yeah.
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 Well, we need one more.
One more.
Go to your other YouTube.
Satisfy our OCD.
Go to your other Gmail account. Log into that. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I really only subscribe to the channel if you're interested in seeing our stuff. We're not that worried about the numbers.
No.
What we want is people to legitimately that want to see our stuff to subscribe. But cool. All right. Are you ready to get started?
Sure, we can do that.
Let's get started.
Where we get that started. Okay.
Come with me, we're going on a fantastic cruise. Pick your destination with news, tips, and reviews. But here is an item you might not have thought of. All of the things under the water. Nature surrounds us with elegant features. You can't go on a cruise and not see the creatures. So let's make some magic, let's get ecstatic. Instantly classic, maybe romantic. The wildlife around you, cinematic on your fantastic cruise.
Bon Beanie, and thank you for joining us on another episode of Fintastic Cruising. I'm Matt.
And I'm Kimbra.
And hey, welcome aboard. We're going to have a fun episode today because we're going to be talking about the excursions that we did on our recent cruise on the MSC Seashore. There's a little white speck on my microphone. It's really freaking me out. Hopefully that didn't cause audio. Anyway, so before we get into that, though, let's take care of any business we might have. You got any business?
I mean, I have the normal business. Is there anything else besides that?
I don't know of any other business other than the normal business.
Well, let's talk about that normal business.
The normal business.
So for those of you that don't know, and I feel like,
video, right?
Oh, you want to do that one? So I don't like, here's my problem with the video.
Okay.
They just listen to the theme song.
That's fair. Okay. Good point. Okay.
And then to play it again.
No, you win that. I agree. Okay, go ahead.
So for those of you that don't already know, which I'm sure everybody that has listened or watched this more than once, or at least once, already knows, but there is a group cruise coming up March 2023 on the Carnival Pride. Did you hear that? I almost said bride.
The Carnival Bride? It's a merry ship.
The Carnival Pride out of Tampa. It goes to Grand Cayman, Roatan, Belize, and Cozumel. And we've got some super awesome people on it, but we want more.
Wow. Greedy much?
Yes, because we have amazing people that watch us and listen to us, and I want to meet them all. So they have to come on our group cruise.
It's going to be a really fun cruise. And it's also the second cruise for Helping Hands for Cruising that has a recipient. So that's going to be really cool. So yeah, if you're interested in a cruise at that time of year, you want to cruise and go on and meet all these cool people and do some cool stuff, then, consider coming on board.
And if you're interested in doing that cruise and joining us, you can send me an email at fantastictravel@gmail.com.
That's fantastictravel@gmail.com. Okay. All right. So that's the business. Anything else? You got anything else?
Ha.
That was interesting.
Sorry, I just saw a comment that is exciting to me.
Oh,
Do you see it?
no.
This one.
I need to email you back, Kimbra. Shh, don't tell Aaron. I'm gonna oh, that's
I
exciting.
know.
That's exciting. More cool people. Yeah, so that's very cool. All right. Now you got anything else?
One more, sorry.
Okay.
Larry wants to know if we're married.
Oh, no, we're not. And if you're listening to the audio, just imagine the death stare I'm getting right now. But but look, here's what's going on in my world right now: technology.
Oh, you're talking about your new
Technology. Well, there's two things, right? So this week they dropped the GoPro 11 dropped and the Osmo Action 3 dropped, and I am very interested in that Osmo Action 3 because as an underwater person, it has this cool sensor that senses the temperature of the water, not the like degrees of temperature, but like the color temperature, and then adjusts the ISO so that you don't have to color correct as much. I don't know if it works. Also, it's waterproof to 50 meters instead of 30, right? Or instead of 10.
It's 52.
52 feet.
Oh, 52 feet. It's 16 meters.
16 meters instead of 10. So that's big for me because that means I don't need a housing when I'm in most of the time when I'm free diving, sometimes when we're scuba diving, which is a big problem with switching batteries and stuff. Anyway, so if anybody sees that video out there where they're actually showing how well this works, I don't think that one's not officially released yet, but I'm sure I know some people have it because I've seen people running tests, but nothing with that. Shoot that video my way because I really want to see how well that sensor works because that's pretty cool. It also doesn't overheat at 4K 60 frames per second.
Which we don't usually run into underwater anyway.
No, but that is a good thing.
Yeah.
That is a good thing. And the battery seems like it's improved over, I mean, we have GoPro Hero 8. So yeah. And then I ordered the new Apple Watch Ultra, which has the dive functionality. And I'm really excited about that. I will get that hopefully next Friday. And maybe I'll do like I don't know. I'll review it somewhere. Maybe on here. Maybe I'll do a review. I don't know. I won't be able to really test the dive stuff out for a little while. But anyway, that's just stuff happening in my life right now. So
I feel like you've got all the fun stuff.
I know. Well, you're getting new AirPods. So.
Yeah, I'm getting the new AirPods Pro.
All right. Let's get into our MSC cruise here. That we did a few weeks ago.
I think Larry started something in the
Larry
chat.
started to ask if there's any activity. No, Larry, there will be activities
Did you read the
on our group cruise.
last part of it?
Oh. Oh.
Did you see
Oh.
Blaine's comment earlier too?
Oh boy,
I know you missed all of it. I'm gonna pull that one up so you can see it.
Oh, Kevin's made an observation.
Did I miss something? Is it new?
Mike ordered the iPhone 14 Pro Max for vlogging. That's cool.
Cool.
Look, and I should shout out to Photog Experience because he reached out to me and told me about the Osmo. I was kind of disappointed in the GoPro 11 because I was like, the features that I want, which I know are very specific to me, nothing has changed. And so I was like, eh. And then he's like, hey, check out the new Osmo Action. So maybe we need to get Photog on here to talk like technology or something for cruise vlogs.
That's actually a good idea.
And stuff. So that would be fun.
So
maybe we'll do that.
Also,
now that we put him on the spot.
Real quick, since we're just talking about random things.
Yeah.
Since Kevin mentioned the 20-sided die, I just want to point out my super cool new necklace.
Oh yeah.
It's like it's like a cage for a 20-sided die. So I will always have one with me just
How she
in
rolls.
case. Ha. Just I'm really it came in the mail yesterday, so I'm very excited about it.
Cool. Okay.
Cool.
All right. So let's get into this excursion port stuff. What was our first stop on MSC?
Our first stop on the MSC was Ocho Rios, Jamaica.
Yeah, man. And we'd never been there before.
Nope.
Neither one of us had
first
ever
time
been
to
to
Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Which is one of the reasons that we picked this itinerary.
It is definitely. And we did release a video of the excursion that we did. So if you haven't seen that already, head on over to the Fintastic Cruising YouTube channel and check it out, because what we did is the river tubing. So there's a lot of interesting options in Jamaica that you can do. There's Dnd River Falls, and there's like there's like tasting things, and
there's the bobsled thing.
Yep.
There was a bamboo rafting
Yeah.
down a river or
Yeah.
something. I thought that sounded interesting, but I was told that I'd have to be by myself because Matt and JT would share their raft. So I was like, no.
That's how we float. But look, here's the important thing. Okay. I was very leery of Jamaica because I've heard so many negative things about how they're super aggressive there and that they're constantly trying to sell you marijuana. We didn't experience that at all. It's a beautiful island. Like the spots that we saw, I mean, the river area was just gorgeous, but even just the port itself, it's got some elevation, just a beautiful, beautiful place. The people that we encountered were all very friendly, very nice. We didn't have anybody trying to tie bracelets on us and charge us money. JT said, so when we're in the river tubing, they had guys out in the river, and I think 2 times maybe,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like offering to sell you like Red Stripe beers and drinks and stuff like that. And he said they offered to sell him some brownies, but I didn't even hear that.
I didn't hear that either, but they were saying, get it now and then pay when you get back to the bus.
Yep.
So it's like,
we didn't do
which
that,
means they'll like come hunt you down at the bus and try and get money. Nobody in our group bought anything from these guys.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they. I mean, I assume it would have been fair prices. I don't really know.
I don't know. I had read some reviews that like that was a thing that like they. But the reviews made it sound much more pushy than it was. It wasn't real pushy at all. It was like, okay, bye. I'm floating past you, and there was the one of them actually helped somebody that kind of got stuck, pushed them along.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean, they were.
It just makes sense. If they're going to do that, they know the word's going to get out there. If they're like not doing it fairly or something, then people are going to definitely avoid them. So it's just good customer service.
Yeah.
Meg says we hear a lot of bad things about Nassau as well. Look, Meg, I will tell you this. The first time I went to Nassau, you had to walk through what they call the straw market to get to the excursions that we were doing. They've changed that where the straw market is off the road and you have to choose to go into the straw market. They are pretty aggressive in there. Some people enjoy that. I am not one of those people, but as long as, when you get right out of the port, you're going to get people trying to get you to braid your hair. I don't really have to deal with that, or, get a cab or something, but it's not like you just say no thank you and keep walking. It's not like a big deal. I didn't want to be hassled with pot, and I didn't want to be hassled with. They did this to me in Nassau in the straw market where they put a bracelet on, and they were like, "Oh, it's a free bracelet. Everybody gets one." And then they're like, "Oh no, the children at the orphanage made that, and now we need a $20 donation." And we're like, nope. But I've heard that some places will tie it to where you can't even get it off, and then it's like becomes a really awkward situation. So we didn't encounter that. It was very pleasant. We really liked Ocho Rios. The excursion we did, we got in a bus. We drove. Well, they drove. We didn't drive. Up like a mountain.
Yeah, and it was like. So they kept talking about the higher you go, the skinnier the roads get, and they were like, it's a 1-lane 2-way road, and there were some parts that were definitely that. Like
Yeah.
when we
Yeah.
were getting real close, we were going up the hills. If he was off at all, he would have either hit a wall or gone off the edge.
Yeah.
So that was a little fun.
It was interesting. If it would have been like torrential downpour, that would have been absolutely terrifying. But I mean, the roads were there. I was on Lovey's Fat Life. Go check out his live stream from last night talking about shark attacks. Probably much more risk going up the hill on this bus, but still a reasonable risk that we survived. So you get to the top and you're literally in like a rainforest type of environment. Really cool. If you have anything that is valuable, then you can rent a locker for like $10. You can also leave stuff on the bus if it's not valuable, or you can take it with you on the river. So that's fine as long as you know that. Also, make sure that you bring water shoes, or they will sell you water shoes, which were really cool looking, by the way. They're like the Jamaican flag
I was
colors.
real tempted to get them. And actually, what was funny is there were a couple people on our excursion that bought those shoes, and I saw them. I kept seeing them around the ship.
They were cool.
And I recognized them like based on their shoes. Like I saw their shoes, and then I looked at who it was. So yeah, next time we go, we might have to end up with those water shoes or something.
But you get into these so you go to this place, and then basically you're at the bottom of the run. Okay, so then you get your life jacket. You have to wear a life jacket and a helmet because there are some rocky areas and stuff. So they want safety first and all that. And then you get back on the bus and they drive you further up.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get in the water. They put your tube in the water, and then you get in your tube and you kind of hold on to a rope until everybody's in the water. Now, I've seen some reviews of this that were a little bit critical about, they kind of like, oh, it's really slow and you can't go on your own and blah, blah, blah. But we had a full tour and it was fine. Like, there were spots where they would be like, hold on to the rope so that everybody stays kind of together. But most of the time you were kind of on your own.
Well, and that was more when we were going into some of those more rapidy, and I wouldn't even say rapid is the best word for it, but
they weren't like,
they were baby
rapids,
rapids.
I mean, the last one was a little bit
more,
more,
but that's when they had us stop. So it was like there was one coming up and they wanted to be up in front so that they could kind of, because their thing is you have to go forward, or they want you to start forward through those. So if like you hit the wall and turn, then of course you're not going to be going forward, but you need to start forward through those rapid areas. So they have you stop so that they can get ahead of you to kind of guide that.
And they had two guys, so they kind of could stay, because we had, when we got on the bus, they were like talking about the blue hole, or you can go and jump in the water and stuff. And they're like, that's what the young people do. You're on the old people tour. And there were some old people on this excursion. So it really wasn't that, like, I mean, you do need to be kind of mobile to do this, but not like, it's not like super. I mean, you
sit on a tube. Yeah. You really don't have to. Yes, it has a bottom, so you don't have to scrape your booty.
Yeah.
Which was nice because there were a few times that I would have
tube. Water's probably 74, 75, I would say. Felt good. It was a little chilly.
Larry said they had to wait for people who got stuck.
Yes, like me, Larry. Yes, yes.
I'm guessing he watched the video.
Yes. Yeah, and you know that you are at the mercy of the river. You can try and paddle, but you're not going to be very successful.
Not really.
So the guys are really good about helping you out and everything.
And they sing John Denver.
Yes, yes.
Which was fun.
With their Jamaican accents.
Which is even more fun.
Which is wonderful, which was lovely. But we didn't see any wildlife really.
I saw snails.
Well, that was after.
No, I saw snails in the water.
That's right. You did see that. So some snails, big snails.
They were big. Yeah, I don't know what they were. Yeah. I tried to look them up, but thank you. Didn't have any pictures of any. I mean, all snails kind of look similar when they're that far away.
Well, that kind of snail.
Oh yeah.
I mean, a conch is a snail.
Okay, Matt.
Anyway, but it is gorgeous. I did see some spiders too along the banks.
I saw one large one. There was JT was shouting at me for something, telling me to like look at you or something, and I was like going under a branch where there was like a spider, and I was like trying to dodge it, and I'm like, I can't talk right now, JT, there's a spider trying to kill me.
There you go. Cruising on the High Sea says that they've done that before, and the lady selling beer that you can take with you in the river for $5, and some halfway through from a man selling them. So yeah, I mean, nobody on our excursion was doing that, but it could be, people do associate drinking with floating down rivers.
Yeah.
So I guess you could do that if you
Yeah.
wanted to, but yeah, and then you end up back at the place where you got the life jacket and the helmet, and the bus has already gone back there. So you get out of the water, you turn in your stuff, you can buy pictures. They're along the sides of the bank taking pictures. It's not high pressure, like we didn't even look at it. But yeah, and then we got on the bus, went back down the mountain, down to the port, and we had a little bit of time to walk around. It was kind of rainy.
It started to rain a little bit, yeah.
We wanted to get some jerk chicken, but we couldn't find any place that was open that had anybody else eating there. So I don't know if it's the time we were there, but it's like, I don't know if I want to eat there because there's like nobody else here. But I'm sure there's amazing jerk chicken in Jamaica. Obviously, that's probably where you should get the best jerk chicken, I would think. So next time we go to Jamaica, that's going to be a priority, is to do that. So, and Stacy says that he didn't experience any high pressure sales in Montego Bay in Jamaica either. So I don't know. Yeah, it was good. I was very, I was hoping to enjoy Jamaica, and I was not disappointed. I say that Jamaica exceeded my expectations.
Yeah, I actually am excited to go back to Jamaica.
Yeah.
And I didn't think that would be the case. I was kind of like, oh, we're going to Jamaica today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then Cruising on the High Seas is asking, what about Jamaica patties? I have one in the freezer right now, but yeah, we didn't eat any food there.
No.
But that is a place that is known for their cuisine specifically, and it's my kind of cuisine because I love Scotch bonnet peppers and I love jerk seasoning and spicy stuff. And
part of our issue with the eating thing is we got back from that excursion at like 2 to the port, and we were hungry by that point. And we had walked around a little bit and didn't really see anything, so we just went back to the ship so that we could eat.
Yep.
Because we couldn't find anything super easily.
Yeah, but that was just our situation.
Right. No.
There was
I'm not saying it's not there. We just didn't look very hard.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was port day number 1. This cruise, by the way, had 4 port stops. Port day number 2 was Grand Cayman. As I get out our iguana, we did buy a magnet in Jamaica, but
we did.
Yeah, but we got this stuffed, not stuffed like taxidermied if you're just listening, but like plush blue iguana because we're big reptile people, and blue iguana's like the coolest lizard on the planet.
So I'm not sure where we're gonna put that. So they had 3 sizes of that blue iguana, and we walked in the store, and I didn't see the big one at first. I saw the little one, and I was like, "Oh, this is so cute! It'll go on our on our shelf." And then Matt was like, "Oh, they've got a bigger one." So the next shelf down, they had a bigger one. And he's like, "No, the bigger one." And the bottom shelf, they had this
because this is like life size. They actually get bigger than this.
But here's the problem: where are you going to put it?
Well, this is about how big Churro, our banana pectinata iguana, is going to get. It's about Churro size.
But where are you going to put it? That's the problem. Is
I know
he's not going to fit on our shelf.
I mean, it'd be easier than a live one, but yeah, fair play. Okay, so day 2, Grand Cayman, port stop 2, not day 2. Grand Cayman. What did we do?
We dived. We dove. We went on a 2-tank dive.
We went scuba diving.
There we go.
Scuba diving. We are scuba divers. If you're not familiar with our channel, we are scuba divers, and it's one of our favorite things to do. And Grand Cayman is one of my favorite places to do it. And there is a really cool dive shop called Eden Rock Dive Center, and it is literally like a 5-minute walk from where the tenders come in. And we were on MSC, so they are called tenders on this cruise. And we brought our own gear, like all of our own scuba gear, except for the tank and the weights. And we went over there, and we had 2 private guided dives
We were the only ones scheduled to do dives with them.
with Mario on Eden Rock and Devil's Grotto. So Eden Rock Dive Center, but Eden Rock is also one of the dive sites, and Devil's Grotto is the other one. They're right next to each other. We could have dove on our own and saved a little bit of money, but of course the dive guides know where they're going. And Mario is super cool. He's been there. I've seen him there before in years past. And then there was a lady that was there who didn't do our dive, but she was really nice. I don't remember her name.
I don't remember
off the
her
top
name
of my head,
either.
but she was super friendly and nice. And
She-
by the way, I know Larry's out there. Mario is Canadian. I think he's from Quebec though,
Yeah.
because he has like a French accent, but one of those French.
Yeah, but
areas.
it was a good dive.
2 good dives
Yes, we saw all of the
and very affordable.
yes. We saw all of the big things. Well, like when you dive, the things that I think of seeing, like obviously
Yeah.
you're going to see fish, but the things that I always think of seeing is the sharks, the turtles, the stingrays. Like those are the 3 bigs
Yeah.
that I look for.
Yeah.
And
More eels, octopus. We saw all of that. We saw all those things within the 2 dives, and yeah, it's super cheap. It's like way cheaper to dive there than any other place I've ever gone diving, as you know, as far as guided dives go. And it's nice because it only goes down to about, I think, 45 feet at the deepest point. And that means if you're not familiar with scuba diving, that means that you're not going to go through your air as fast. The deeper you are, the more compressed the air is in your lungs when you breathe it in. And so you require more to fill your lungs. And so you burn through the air in your tank faster. So if you're at 60, 70, 80 feet, that tank of air might last you 30 minutes, let's just say. And that same person at 40 feet, it's probably going to last like 45, 50 minutes, maybe 60 minutes. I don't know. We didn't even get close to running out of air. And we did a full, probably almost an hour in the water for both dives. But yeah, it was great. It's, you know, I've dove there before. You've dove there before. If you're into scuba diving, it's awesome. If you're
sorry, go ahead, but I want to read a comment when you're done.
Okay. If you are not a scuba diver and you just want to snorkel, you can snorkel there. And they did make a joke that they call people that don't rent anything freeloaders, but they were joking. But
they do have rental gear.
You can rent snorkel gear from them, and it's good quality gear because they're like a legit dive shop. And you can rent a locker. What was the locker? Did they charge us for the locker? Like $5, $10?
They didn't charge us for the locker because it was included in our dive.
Okay, but
so I don't know how it's
probably
cheap, though.
It's probably $5, $10.
Yeah.
And then there's like a ladders you can just go in. You'll see stuff right there, and it's pretty shallow right there. If you swim out over the area we were diving, there's huge coral heads. I'm going to try and work on those videos. We do have one from the last time we dove there, but I'm going to try and work on those videos and get those out soon. The reef, at the top of the reef, it's probably only like 12, 15 feet underwater from the surface. So you could definitely see stuff. And this reef is healthy and it is loaded with life. So super cool. Super, super, super cool. So yeah. So if you're interested in snorkeling, this is a really inexpensive way to see a really cool snorkeling site. Normally I don't think we saw any tarpon, but normally this place is known for having lots of huge tarpon, but they just weren't there for whatever reason. And also squid, which we didn't see this time, but we saw the nurse shark, moray eel, sea turtle, stingrays, and
octopus,
all kinds of cool stuff, all kinds of really cool stuff.
Aaron is asking where in Florida they can go to get some dive lessons, like elementary level class. We want to get into diving. So go to your local dive shop.
Yeah.
Or if you've got a couple, go talk to them, see which one kind of sounds.
They're in Jacksonville, right?
Yeah.
So we watch. There's a YouTube channel that we watch.
Scuba. What is he called?
He's connected. He's affiliated with there's an amazing dive shop in Jacksonville. I think it's called Diver Supply.
Yes, Diver Supply.
It is amazing, and they can set you up. I'm sure. If they don't, they probably do training there, but if they don't, I'm sure they can make recommendations. It's like it's like the Amazon of, like, we like Divers Direct, which is in Orlando. There's a few other locations, but this place is like packed with stuff and really knowledgeable staff. So that's what I recommend for where you guys are. And you guys are fairly close to the springs, so they'd probably have you do your checkoff dives and stuff in the springs. But
Yeah.
Get certified,
But
because
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's
we will be diving at least one port on our group cruise, possibly two, but because it is our group cruise and we want to make sure that we spend time with everybody, and not everybody's a scuba diver, but we do have at least two. I want to say maybe there's somebody I'm not thinking of. I know we have at least two divers besides us going, and then potentially,
well, I mean,
I'm
there's
thinking Kevin is scuba certified. No,
no, he wants to.
Okay,
He's interested. We were talking to Scott about him
Okay.
getting certified.
Cool.
So I think it's just Mallory and Andrew right now.
David Neal, Matt, if you see a squid while diving and play with them, are you playing squid games? Well, I have legitimately played with a squid at Half Moon Cay while snorkeling. So yeah, I would just say yeah. Yes. Although I haven't watched that TV series, so I don't know. I know a little bit about it. But anyway, Grand Cayman is one of our favorite ports. It is a tender port. Some people don't like that. And if you're not into the beach or into scuba diving and stuff, I don't know if it'd be your favorite port, but
I mean, Stingray City was really cool when I did
Yeah.
that.
but it's water stuff. So it's definitely a water centric
Turtle Farm isn't.
port, but it's still water-ish. It's
You're not in the water.
True. That's true. That's fair.
Sorry, did you mention all of the creatures that we saw?
Briefly.
Did you want to talk more about
You
anyone in
want
particular?
to do that? Just jump into it real quick, knock it out. Let's do it.
Okay,
We're gonna do our cruise creature.
So, okay, let's just do that.
All right, Kimbra, what is the cruise creature?
Well, the cruise creature is something that I desperately wanted to see because I have not seen it yet, had not seen it yet, and I saw it. And it is a sea turtle.
You've seen sea turtles before.
But it's not just any sea turtle, Matt. I've seen green sea turtles.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to see a Hawksbill sea turtle.
Mm.
And you told me that when you've dove in Grand Cayman previously that you've seen Hawksbill sea turtles.
On 2 separate occasions.
So I was like, okay, I need to see a Hawksbill sea turtle. And we did.
And it was really cool. We saw the same one twice on the dive. Like, we saw it, and then we came around and saw it again, right?
Yes.
And it's in the thumbnail of this video. I think she's going to put up a picture of it here in a second. But which, by the way, let me just say, if you're watching this and you can see this image, this is basically the new. I'm sorry, I'm going to fanboy about Apple a little bit, because the new iOS on the iPhone lets you like select things out of a picture with just long pressing, and then you can like send it to something. And that's what I did. I literally cut us out of 2 separate screen captures of a video. It works on videos. And then I took a screen capture of when we saw this Hawksbill sea turtle, and I put them in my art program, and I just pasted them in, and then I flattened it and did just a tiny bit of color correction because it's underwater. And it took me like 5 minutes to do. Like, it's not perfect, but for this, it's good enough. And if I did that in Photoshop, it would have taken me like at least 25 minutes minimum to do it. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. This picture is really cool. So no, we were not technically by that turtle like that specifically, but we were. I mean, it swam right by us.
This is from that sea turtle shot is from your footage.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's from your footage.
So you did. So I did get decent footage.
You got
of
better
it.
footage than I did of the sea turtle.
Oh, good, because
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There's a still.
Thanks.
So Hawksbill sea turtles, tell us about them.
Oh. Well, so here's what I can tell you about the Hawksbill sea turtle and how to tell that it's a Hawksbill instead of maybe a different sea turtle. Just utilize its name.
Just call it.
Yeah.
Are you a Hawksbill Sea Turtle? Yes, I am.
Yes, that. No. So its nose is kind of like a hawk's beak. So it's got like a pointy hawk bill.
That's true. They do have a very so there are seven species of sea turtle recognized that are extant or living today in the world. 5 of those can be found in Caribbean waters. And one of the things that makes all the sea turtle species unique is their beak, because their beaks are tools, and those tools are used to eat different things. And the hawksbill sea turtle has that pointy beak because of its favorite food. It needs a pointy beak to get it. Do you know what they like to eat?
They like to eat crabs,
They will eat crabs.
snails.
They will eat snails, but that's not their main. Like 95% of their diet consists of.
They have to break shells of things,
No.
right?
No, they got to get that beak into nooks and crannies, because what they want to eat is growing in those nooks and crannies. And they wear square pants.
Oh, I did know that. Sponges.
Yeah, they eat sponges. They're very specific. They will eat a lot of other things. They'll eat jellyfish. They'll eat sea snails and stuff like that. But their main diet by far are sponges, and they'll even eat sponges that are lethal to other species of animal that would eat them. Kevin Counts is asking, is that an African hawksbill or a European hawksbill? I thought you were asking a serious question. I realized he's making a Monty Python joke because I did that accent. But I will say, I've got a cramp in my toe. I will say that their range is basically the tropical waters of the world. They're like in a belt around the planet. And so they're a pretty widespread species of turtle. And they're not huge for a sea turtle. They're big. I mean, they average about a 2.5 foot long shell, and they usually get between 2.5 and 3 feet if you count their head on there. So the one that we saw was probably about an adult size, or maybe a subadult. Yeah, maybe
it was really cool.
Yeah.
It was actually, so what was really exciting about it is it surprised me.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, because Mario.
No,
No?
don't just tell me.
Oh,
Well, I don't know what you're going to say. So,
the sea turtle surprised you?
yeah. Anyway, so we were coming out of one of the little cavey things at the
Were you
beginning of the dive.
shell-shocked?
And Mario is leading our dive, and right out is like a coral head thing, and he's looking in there and stuff, and there's an eel, a moray eel, so we're trying to look at it, and he's shining his light in there and trying to find its head, and he's kind of moving around this coral head, and I'm kind of like poking my head in there and trying to point it out to Matt, and he's on kind of like a 90 degrees to me.
Yeah.
And he like stops and like kind of jumps back and then points, and I turn around and it's like right behind me.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
And then Mario was still like, he was so dedicated to trying to find the head of this big green moray eel.
And I
big thick eel.
I kind of was gone.
And we're like, sea turtle trumps eel. So here's the sign for sea turtle, by the way. It's a scuba dive sign for sea turtle. I think the ASL one's a little different, but I know this is like turtle in American Sign Language. And then moray eel is this.
Yeah, he was focused on that, and I'm like, I took off around the other side and like followed the turtle with my camera. Cool. I'm like, eel, fine, turtle that way.
Yeah. And I was excited because one, I'm excited when I see a sea turtle as well. And I love green sea turtles, but I don't see hawksbills as often. So I was really excited to see that. But I knew that was like a big ding for you. So I was pretty happy to see that. So that was cool. And then we saw the nurse shark.
Yeah. So you know what's interesting? I was just thinking, on most of our dives, I've walked into that dive saying, I want to see this creature on this dive. And I've kind of seen that.
We've had some pretty successful
dives. Our first dive, our dive at Spanish Rocks, I said, I want to see an arrow crab.
And
we saw an arrow crab.
We saw a lot of arrow crabs too in Grand Cayman.
Yeah.
We saw a lot.
Quite a few.
Yeah.
Lots of brittle stars. Those brittle stars on that one sponge was really cool.
So Grand Cayman, then we went and we did a little shopping. We got our iguana. We got some rum cakes, but not the Blackbeard rum cakes this time.
Oh, we got Tortuga which I've never had Tortuga rum cakes.
They're better than I remember. Like, I love rum cakes, but I like the Blackbeard ones more, but I don't know. I guess it's been a while since I've had Tortuga because
they had that
guessing that now
bourbon one.
Oh yeah, there's a bourbon. It's not a rum cake because it's bourbon. What do they call it?
A butter cake.
Butter cake, and it's good.
A Kentucky bourbon butter cake.
Now I want bourbon, but even though I'm
I'll
bourbon
split a
guy,
rum cake with you.
I prefer the bourbon one. Not right now.
Oh, I mean, in like 40
we can talk
minutes.
about it. We gotta get back on the diet.
Okay.
So let's get back on there.
Yeah.
All right. So Grand Cayman's awesome. If you like underwater stuff, Grand Cayman is
I
awesome.
love what's happening in the chat right now.
What is happening in the chat?
So Sean said that we have hidden Steve well. And Kevin said Steve is dying tonight. And Stacy said, odds are you'll find him. And Larry said, it's all in the numbers, Stacy.
Oh boy.
I'm just really enjoying that.
Yes. So if you're listening in, we have a little Steve Irwin pop that we hide amongst our background, and then people try and find it throughout the episode. So I thought we did a pretty good job this week on that. Okay, so moving on, our third port stop was
Cozumel,
Mexico, and because we were on MSC, we were at the downtown port. So now you've been to all three of the cruise ports.
I have
at Cozumel. Yep. The downtown one, it is my least favorite, but it's not really that big of a deal. They have the shops and stuff.
Yeah,
there.
I mean, it wasn't too
it was
bad.
More built up than I remembered it, but you gotta like walk through like a maze. I don't know. It's okay. It's fine. It's Cozumel. I love Cozumel.
Sean said, okay, my glasses need a cleanup. Let's roll.
Okay.
Sorry. That was a wonderful interaction.
That's fine. So we jumped in a cab and we went to Chankanaab, which we had pre-purchased tickets for. Of course, we've been to Chankanaab before. I love Chankanaab, but I have to tell you, I've always had an amazing time in Chankanaab. This was definitely kind of an exception to the rule. I still had fun at Chankanaab, but there was some weirdness there. A lot of ships in port. The cab ride was fine. We got there. We got in. That was fine. We upped to the lunch. The last time we were at Chankanaab, we upped to the lunch. The lunch was good, and they had these serve yourself fruit juices that were better than all the food, and it was just amazing. So, we got our friend JT with us. We're amping him up for this. We go and they've moved where you do the lunch. It's way crowded. We went probably at the worst time. It's a buffet style like last time, but the selection is hardly anything. They serve you a drink, but the fruit juices were not there. So that was not great.
And that's how we started.
Yes. Well, we did
of.
We did the tequila tasting first.
Yeah, which was fine.
Which was good, and it's free. It's included. If you want to buy the tequila, you'll have to sell like your car. But it was good tequila.
It was good tequila.
It was an entertaining and educational experience. So I do recommend you do that if you go to Chankanaab and you like tequila. And if you don't like tequila, but you've never actually had legit tequila, then you should try it as well, because the stuff.
I didn't make a face.
Yeah, this is not your Jose Cuervo that you get at the local liquor store. Anyway, so then we got in the water to snorkel, and it was raining on and off. And I've seen this at Chankanaab before. There's like cold water currents that come in. It makes the water like kind of almost look wavy. Like if you look on a hot day over a parking lot or something, the water looks wavy. But normally I'm there early and then it clears up. Well, we didn't get there till later, and it was hot. So I don't know. It stayed like that the whole time, and almost the entire area. Usually it's just one section that's
Yeah,
like that.
but it was not.
So the visibility, now if you were able to swim down below, it cleared up, but they weren't doing that. So it was not great visibility. It was rainy, it was overcast, so that made the visibility less. So we didn't really see a lot. We weren't in the water for a ton of time there. Definitely not my normal experience at Chonkanab.
Oh, and it kept raining.
Right, I said that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I was reading comments.
Can we
There's
just write that down so whenever I do that to her, somebody can just bring that
Sorry,
up and just
did
say,
you see
remember that time?
Did you see that Scott said Steve is such a critical part of this show? Oh, I'm loving this so much.
So I do highly recommend Chonkanab if you want to experience some really cool snorkeling. Normally, it's a great place to do that. But, every place, if I had never been there before, I would maybe be like, oh. But since I've been there several times and it's always knocked my socks off, which I don't even wear socks usually, I know that this was like a weird scenario.
Yeah.
They didn't change Chonkanab. It was just a weird day for that.
And
they did get rid of the crocodiles though.
Yeah,
they used to have American crocodiles.
We walked around.
They got rid of those.
And
now
all the iguanas
ducks.
were like gone.
Yeah, but that I think was also weather
I know,
related.
but it was sad.
It was
like
sad.
I was bummed about the snorkeling, and then I
Yeah.
was bummed about, and then the mosquitoes got me.
Yeah, bad mosquitoes. I still have like scabs from that on my legs and stuff.
Yeah.
So I definitely would not take anything away from Chonkanab. I will go to Chonkanab again, but this was just a weird day. So that was Cozumel. We were there were we there late? Yeah, we were there till like 8, 7, 6. Was it only 6?
I think it's 6.
Maybe it was 6.
I don't know.
But got back on the ship, and then we had a sea day, and then our last port stop, which was Ocean Key.
Yes.
Which is MSC's private island, and they call it an ocean preserve or something like that, marine preserve.
A marine preserve.
And it was amazing. If you watched last week, I had some footage of the school of fish that we encountered, which was really cool. But it's a beautiful island because they own it. Then they can stay longer. They don't have to worry about all the stuff you'd have to if you're like, I guess, going to a port that's not yours. I don't know. It seems like they have more control over when stuff happens and how stuff happens. But it's a gorgeous port. It's got several beaches that have different levels of things to do. I snorkeled for like 6 hours, I think. Because we were there forever. We were there from like 7 a.m.
We were there
to
for
7 p.m. or something.
8 to 8.
Oh, was it 8 to 8?
Yeah.
Okay. We were there 8 to 8.
We were there for 12 hours.
And I was in the water for like 5 or 6 of those. And she was at the bar, which there's lots of bars. Well, there's a few bars.
There's a few bars. We went to the Lighthouse Bar because that's the one I decided I wanted to go to. And JT was like, cool, let's drink. So JT got to hear all about my life under drunk conditions.
Yeah. And then I came up to find drunk Kimbra. That was interesting. And
I mean,
like, is she gonna make it back?
I wasn't that bad.
You weren't as bad as what you seemed real bad when I got there.
Did I?
You seemed real gone. And I'm like, oh boy, I'm glad JT seems okay because together we can get you back and keep you from getting arrested or anything. But
no, it was fine.
Then once you started walking, I was kind of relieved that you weren't as bad as I thought you were. So yeah. But yeah, it was really cool. They do a lighthouse light show in the evening, like before you sail away, and that was cool.
Yeah, especially because our cabin, we had a balcony, and our cabin was facing the island, so we were able to watch it from our cabin. Yeah,
there were some people that stayed on shore, even though the all aboard.
Well, they were doing something like down at the beach, right
maybe
before.
Special.
I mean, there was like fancy lights.
Yeah.
Yeah,
looked like a nightclub or something almost.
Yeah, so something there at the end, and then everybody got on the ship.
But it was really cool, and they claim they have this MSC Foundation. They claim to be doing a lot of coral restoration there, and honestly, from what I saw, I I've only been there once, so I don't know. Are they walking the walk, or are they just doing it for PR? From what I saw, it seems like maybe they are really walking the walk, because I thought it was really nice. I did see some coral conservation stuff happening, and I feel like they're probably legit, and it looked pretty cool. So I would love to go back and visit that, whenever, but like especially in like another 2 or 3 years or something, and just see how it's progressed.
Yeah.
So, but that was it though. That was our port stops on this MSC cruise.
Yeah.
They were good. It was a good cruise. It was good ports. Enjoyed all of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Me too.
Okay.
Yeah, we finished early.
We did finish early. Look at that. Well, let's do this. Let's go ahead and wrap up, and then we'll come back and we'll talk to the people after the fact.
All right. Sounds good. Anything else you want to say before we end?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, on that note, it's time to head for the horizon.
Oh, we'll be doing that for real soon.
27 days.
Yeah, 27 days.
Is that correct?
It's close.
Somebody
close.
said 27 in the chat, so I just went with it.
That's the first group cruise that's going to have Helping Hands for Cruising. May still be some space to get on that ship too, if you want to go on that. That's going to the A and the B island.
Yeah.
And then 2 places in DR.
Yeah.
So with some really fun people.
Yep. And until next time, seize the day.
Have a fantastic week, everybody. And we're back. All right, we're going to go ahead and do our pause so we can edit this down, and then we'll be right back in a moment.
So I legit heard crickets.
Because we have some living in the house. Yeah, so we do that pause because then it gets edited down, and then it's easier for us to find where the podcast stops. That's why we do that. So now we're just doing a live stream. Thank you guys for hanging out with us.
Sorry, I'm going to interrupt because Scott joined us late, and I have to show Scott, look, I got this cool necklace that's like a cage for a D20. So I will always have a D20 with me.
And they're going to be guests. Scott's going to be a guest on our podcast next week. That's going to be cool because they were over in Europe.
Yep.
Cruising. And they also, I don't know if have we talked to them about their Caribbean cruise?
Yeah, we had Scott on.
We had him on for that. Okay.
Yeah, Kevin was like in New York or something.
That's right. Okay.
It was just Scott.
I saw he posted some pictures and I was like, oh gosh, I know we talked to him about it, but too many podcasts. This is 152 or something like that. Good. We're going to talk to him about their European cruise.
Yeah.
Which should be really
Dan
cool.
says my producers are on a cruise, a Greek cruise. That's cool.
A lot of people going to Greece right now. Go Greece.
Meg said,
Meg
said, should I bring a set of dice for the cruise?
So if you are going on our group cruise, and I know you are, I have Dnd on a cruise before, and I think if we have enough people that are interested, then I am going to run or somebody else can if they want a small D&D light campaign. Nothing that's going to take like days.
Scott has talked about putting something together as well.
That's why I said if somebody else wants to, that would be great too. Because I know Scott and Kevin are interested in that, and Meg is, I don't know, is Paul interested in that? Because if we have enough people, we can do something. I thought it'd be cool to do like a piratey kind of thing, but
yeah,
we'll talk, Scott. We'll talk. Yes, you may need to bring your D20. Otherwise, we'll just pull it off Kimbra's neck.
I mean, I have a large dice bag with too many dice in it, so I could technically bring that. Can you imagine them going through my luggage and being like, why?
All right.
Larry said, is D&D hard to learn?
It won't be on our
No.
cruise. It's not that bad, but it depends. Some people
I mean,
find it
there's
have a harder time than others, depending.
there's ways to play where you don't have to know like literally everything.
Yeah.
There's versions and things put out there to
Yeah.
make it less
a lot of what makes D&D fun is if you are the type of person that likes to kind of have an imaginary fun experience, because D&D is all about to me D&D is all about the theater of the mind and just creating a story with your friends, and that's fantastical and stuff. But Larry's also saying that his doctor went to the Galapagos about a month ago. That's cool.
Scott said normally they're looking for drugs, not dice.
Oh, and Mr. Paul is interested. She just needs to teach him. Look, we'll keep it super simple. Like we'll even do like pre-made or really simple characters. I don't know. We'll figure it out, because we don't want it to be like this thing that lasts forever, like normal D&D games tend to do.
Like a one-off sort of a thing.
Yeah, just like a one-shot kind of fun experience, just to have a little fun. When I did it the first time, it was on the Monarch of the Seas, a Royal Caribbean ship that's no longer a Royal Caribbean ship or even a ship. I think it's scrapped. But it was my second cruise, and I was cruising with some friends, and they were big geeky people like me. And so we played, I DM'd it. We played, this was a tiny ship. There was like no place to do this. So we did it in the buffet area. And the cool thing about this was that, and some of you have heard me say this before, we had like crew come from everywhere, and they were like gathered around, like watching us play. They were totally into it, which was awesome. We were like, oh, grab a chair, we'll put you in the game. But they, of course, they probably get in trouble. But it was really cool.
Sean said, I have seen people who sniff their dice. Larry learned Magic the Gathering many years ago.
Okay, so that's very different games, but similar genres.
Yeah, same kind of world-ish.
Oh, no. What else we got? Anything else?
Jasper's doing well. He's eaten. He ate some papaya last night. Not like actual papaya, but like flavored papaya food. Because he eats like powdered food that I mix with water. So it's like
That's Jasper.
Oh yeah, that's Jasper. Jasper is my new baby gargoyle gecko. Yeah, so papaya flavor went over well. I
mean, I like papayas.
Yeah. Did Churro ever eat papaya?
He ate, I've given Luna papaya.
I thought you gave.
I might have given Churro papaya too. If Churro, yeah, I think so. And they both like the papaya. Larry says Meg says I clicked the wrong thing. I have plenty of dice. I will bring at least 2 other people. I think she means sets, or am I reading that wrong? Larry said, I've been living too long in a serious life. I need to experience the fantasy life again. Yeah. I mean, it's an escape. It's fun. Yeah. It's like creating a Lord of the Rings story with your friends, and you're the heroes. So, yeah. It's good. It's fun.
Sean is heading out to set up for his live. Perfect.
We are going to head over there in a little bit to go watch his live. Again, their live starts at 10. And he's really excited because they're actually leaving way before the cruise.
I think he
had 2 weeks, like
2 days ago. So he's got like 12 days now.
Yeah. So they're under 2 weeks until they're coming over to the United States. So that's pretty cool. And the DM is a frustrated writer. Exactly. Only the difference is when you're writing a novel or directing a movie, then you can tell people what to do, where to go, what to say. When you're DMing, when you're dungeon mastering a game, then you have this loose plot in your head, and you're like, oh, I'm going to set up all these temptations so that they go to one of these things and experience this, and then they're like, what's that over there? Can we go check that out? And you're like, Anyway, it's all good. Got to roll with the punches. Oh, speaking of rolling, if anybody didn't know, here's Steve back here hanging out way back, which is what's kind of started all this Dungeons and Dragons talk, hiding by the D20. Right there.
Scott says that I have the same cough that Kimbra does. At least I got COVID at the end of the vacation. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Literally, our drive back, I started coughing, like not like crazy, but like there were coughs.
Just a little bit. Like we
Yeah.
were like, that could be allergies. We didn't
Yeah,
know.
Matt was in the front seat and I was in the
Ooh, why does my toe keep
I don't
cramping?
know. I was in the back seat and Matt was like, "Why are you coughing? You got COVID?" And I was like, "Yeah, Matt, I got COVID." Well, I did. So I'm 2 weeks in, still testing positive, but you know, I've heard that people can test positive for like 3 months. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Larry's asking, wait, I have ADHD. Will this be a negative thing for D&D, which sometimes used to be called AD&D, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. They've gotten rid of that. I know you're joking, but honestly, it depends on who you're playing with. It can be good for like people with ADHD, and it can be really bad because some groups move really slowly and you end up with a lot of downtime, and other groups are real prompt at making decisions and doing things. So it's like anything else in life.
Oh, Meg said, Larry and Paul, we can do a practice session together. It's not hard to learn. It's just like reading a book.
Yeah.
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 I'm wanting to try and run a small game with someone. I got like the new starter set, and I've been reading through that, and it's really good for like new DMs. So I've never DM'd, but I'd like to really try that sometime. Just have to find someone more than Matt to play with.
Larry's game for a practice game, man. So.
Nice. I'm also game for a practice game. Oh, Scott said, "I'm small. I'll play. I'm in."
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We've even talked about doing like a virtual game or something down the road, but we'll see. I need time for that. I don't seem to ever have any of that thing called time.
Meg's got the cough too. Everyone has a cough.
I'm not coughing. Are you coughing, Reno? Where is Reno?
He's over here by me.
Oh.
Because he loves me.
I just have a crampy toe, which is like
that's weird.
Driving me nuts. So
I really do want rum cake. Are you gonna let me eat rum cake tonight?
I mean, I'm not the boss of you.
But you gotta eat it with me.
How many points is that?
Do you have to count that?
We just got back on that. We can talk about that later. Because
I mean, I've lost everything that I gained on the cruise.
I haven't. So
not my fault.
Yeah. I know. It would be mine if I eat rum cake. That's my point.
Stacy says, I would love to try a virtual game of D&D. All right. You know what? I'm going to figure out how to do something like that, and I'm going to gather some people.
Okay. We can do a
little. Are you okay with that? Because
yeah.
I know when we tried virtual before, it didn't really work for us, but that was audio only.
Yeah.
I want like
different.
A real, we'll figure it out.
Just do a real short, like dungeon crawl thing. It'd be good.
Yeah, I'll figure something out.
Ricola. Larry says Ricola for COVID. Awesome for COVID. And you can say Ricola.
I have, what did you get me? Halls with honey.
Oh,
Soothe.
and of course Dan.
Oh, and Dan. Cool.
Dan's a D&Der.
The hardest part about this is going to be timing because
Tom.
everybody's somewhere else. Tom says, I know people play over Zoom. Yeah, something like that's probably what we'll do.
Yep.
Yeah. It's what we were doing. They didn't want to do any camera stuff, and that didn't really work for us.
No.
Because I like to see who I'm playing with.
Yeah, it made it real awkward as far as like when people were talking and stuff. So
Erin said she'll be a sideline cheerleader for the game. Is that a thing? We can make it a
It
thing.
can be that people can just watch. I mean, there's whole podcasts and web YouTube channels that have blown up over people just watching people sitting at a table playing Dungeons
Critical
and Dragons.
Role.
So
I watch Critical Role almost every day, which is a YouTube channel that people just play.
Kevin,
D&D.
getting us back on topic, we have been in don't get COVID mode for 3 weeks. We have to test one day before getting on the ship in Greece. I would hate to fly there just to test positive. Yeah, totally, man. That would suck. That's why I was really glad that they lifted the testing here for down under cruisers, because I was like terrified that they were going to fly over here, and it's a really expensive trip for them, and then not be able to go on this cruise.
Well, and now I don't know how long I'm going to be testing positive.
Yeah.
Like if I'm going to be,
that's a long time for you to still be testing positive.
Yeah, but people have tested for months. It's unlikely.
Unlikely.
But what if it happens?
Well, you could do what Stacy, I think Stacy told us about this, and you could go to the doctor.
Yeah.
And you can get like a doctor note saying, hey, look, these people had COVID way back when. They don't anymore. Yeah. It's good. It's all good. So yeah, Will Wheaton has a podcast on the subject.
Do you know what it's called?
Will Wheaton. I'm sure if you look up Will Wheaton on YouTube, it'll.
I was asking Scott.
Yeah. He used to just do all different games and stuff, but the thing is, though, if you watch some of those like YouTube channel podcasts and you're just kind of like, what is this D&D thing? It might be like so confusing and like boring if you're not like really familiar with it. Did you just lose connection?
I said your browser lost connection to your camera. Like my camera has not been on since this whole thing, so I don't know why suddenly it's now lost connection.
Right. So Erin, she's asking, what are the current COVID testing rules for cruising? So it varies depending on the cruise line. It varies depending on where the cruise is going. However,
and how long the cruise is.
However, I don't want to speak for all the cruise lines because I have not been reading up on them super recently, but for say Carnival, they have done away with testing for cruises out of the United States that are not going to a port that requires testing.
If you are vaccinated.
Correct. If you're not vaccinated, you still have to get the test within.
I think it's still it might be 3 days, two or 3 days. I don't know that one 100%.
Even if I could tell you 100% what the situation is right now, it doesn't matter. Look it up before like your next cruise, because it could obviously change. Hopefully to get less strict, but hopefully that's the direction we're going to continue on. But yeah, so it is getting more flexible. There are some outliers there, like Bermuda, I think, is still requiring people to get tested.
She said Carnival in Bahamas 5 days. Testing is not required anymore then for that specific cruise.
Yeah. You shouldn't.
Unless you are not vaccinated, which, knowing that you have cruised since it's restarted, right, you should be fine.
So you should be fine. But, they should send you emails if that changes. I don't think that'll change in any way that'll get stricter, but just double check with the cruise line. Don't take our word for it, and they change things. And then
Tom says Bermuda and Canada still want the test.
Right.
And Stacey, Carnival within 3 days and self-test is fine. That's not the case for all cruise lines, though, as far as self-tests. Like MSC has gone to mostly those same rules, but they are requiring lab tests. So you can't
PCRs.
No, it can be antigen, but it has to be done.
You can't do one from home.
You can't do the home.
Like a proctor.
Yeah, it has to be done like at a clinic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh yeah, and Scott says Greece is one of the few places, and Dan's producers confirm what he's saying.
Erin, we are to go on the 24th. We haven't booked yet. We're having dog issues. Oh,
I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, the 24th is in like 8 days.
Of this month, 24th of this month.
I mean, that's my mom's birthday.
Are you going? Did they say what?
Bahamas 5 day carnival.
Is it? Are you going on out of Jacksonville on the Elation? Because I've been on that ship. It's just like the Paradise, except for instead of Paradise, it says Elation.
Thank you. I'm really happy that you explained how cruise ships work to me.
The parking is it's not bad or anything, but it's weird because it's like that cruise port is like in the middle of nowhere, and
they might Uber.
You just pull into like a.
I mean, we could Uber to things. We wouldn't. We'd drive.
It's like you're going to a Renaissance fair or something. But yeah, that's cool though. I hope you do get to do that. I hope you get to go on that Bahamas cruise.
Yeah.
Hope your pups are okay.
They've got like a baby puppy. I think is that part of the issue is you got the baby and places won't take it.
That could be. So.
A week. Yeah. Pray for a good pet sitter visit tomorrow. She got kicked out of the kennel. Oh no.
Oh. Okay. Well. Good luck with that. Yes.
We need to go to Ren Fair together. Yes.
Hey, Meg, I've been to the Ren Fair in Atlanta before, and it was pretty cool. The traffic was it's Atlanta, but the traffic to get to the Ren Fair, it took us like 3 hours to get to the Ren Fair, like sitting in traffic 3 hours. It was terrible, but I think there was other reasons for that. I don't think it was just Ren Fair traffic.
We've got some friends that are going to Ren Fair in Texas in October. Like they're flying.
It's supposed to be a real big one.
Yeah. Let's see.
Kenny, his birthday is September 27th, and he'll be turning 28.
Nice.
Old man.
Ha.
Happy birthday early, Kenny. That's cool.
Kenny's a Libra like me.
That's not too far away from our cruise. Your birthday is like kind of in that vicinity.
Kind of.
It's right before it.
Yeah.
Because we leave on the 15th, right?
Right.
So it's a couple days before.
Oh, so you remember my birthday?
I know when your birthday is. You think I'm stupid?
Aaron said, yes, it is the Elation.
Okay. Yep.
And
cool. We did the
dog bit someone.
Oh.
5 pounds, 4 months old.
Oh. I mean, it's a puppy. They bite, right?
And Larry said, what's Ren Fair?
Larry, a Ren Fair is short for Renaissance Fair or Renaissance Festival. And it's basically a bunch of people dressing up like medieval, and these days usually a lot of fantasy stuff. And they have shows and they have vendors and they have beer and mead and turkey legs and jousting and singing like Irish drinking songs, and it's just a really fun place to go and act like a big nerd and immerse yourself in that. So not very Renaissance-y, really. Renaissance fairs, I've never been to a Renaissance fair that was actually felt like the Renaissance. They all feel like more like medieval. And there are some that are called medieval fairs.
The Sarasota one is.
Yeah, and most of the days, mostly now they're even more. I feel like
the name is kind of interchangeable.
Kind of a fantasy. Yeah. There's definitely a fantasy inspiration that's become more and more prevalent. You see people with wings and dragon costumes. It's really cool. It's a lot of fun if you're a big nerd like we are.
Let's see. We missed some stuff. Stacy said we've got to get a new dog sitter as well. We came home to a pup with an injured paw. Oh. And Scott said, OMG, I'm a Libra too. I knew that. Your birthday is very close to mine. I just don't remember what it is.
Who is that?
Scott. Oh. I knew that. I remember he's an October birthday too. Yeah. I just don't remember if it's before or after. Let's see. Meg's a Cancer. Blaine's a Pisces. Dan says, along with a D&D game, there should be a Zoom-like chat room where we could all meet up and just hang out. I'd love to just chill with the coolest friends I've met.
Yeah, we haven't done that in a while.
We were doing that for a while. We were trying to do that, but we kind of fell off of it.
We should do that. We should do like a Zoom, like have a Zoom party or something. Good idea. Good idea, Dan. Thank you
Yeah.
for that idea.
And Tom said, and then you have the group that shows up in Star Trek uniforms.
Yeah. I mean, they're in the time travel episode, right? Or they're in the holosuite. I don't know. It's kind of funny. I remember when cell phones first became like a somewhat common thing, and you'd go to the Ren Fair, and if you got your phone out, like they would like hassle you about it, like in fun. That's the thing. And at Renaissance fairs, there's usually a lot of like people like people that are sort of working for the Ren Fair, and they will like give you a ton of crap, but it's like part of the experience, or they'll just play into, you know, oh, you're here, part of, here comes the king, bow before your king. But yeah, they'd be like, put away that magical device. And it's kind of fun. Now they're so common that they don't even try anymore, but it was amusing in its moment.
Meg said I got a really cool dragon last Ren Fair. You can't reach that dragon, can you? That's too high, isn't it? On
What
top of the
dragon?
Honeyduke thing.
I can try.
So I have a dragon.
What is wrong with my toe?
Oh, you can reach it. Cool. So this is my dragon, my dusty dragon. But it's like I don't know, it's got something bendy in it. That's my dragon. They have ones, there's usually a girl there that like sells these, and she's got some that glows in the dark and some that look like toothless, and I named this one Fluffy.
Sup, Dusty? That's what Scott said.
Dusty. Blaine said, zooming pajama party. Ha. Let's see. Meg said, oh yeah, by the way, I've moved since I gave you my dress last Halloween. Is Matt's tow, you're called the tow truck. Meg, did you see, by the way, I've moved since I gave you my dress last Halloween. Is that you trying to say that we didn't send our stuff out from last
I was
Halloween?
thinking about that because we're trying to figure out something to do for Halloween, and I was like, oh my gosh, we never sent
We
that
like
stuff
totally failed.
out.
We have all the stuff.
And then I spent like a half an hour feeling guilty about that, and then I forgot again. So we do have all the stuff. Look,
we have
Meg,
all the stuff.
We will bring it to you when we see you. Yeah, we're really bad at it. That's why we stopped doing the Patreon. We're just really bad about mailing stuff, and
the mailing thing is the problem. If we didn't have to mail things,
it just wasn't fair to people in our Patreon. We weren't holding up our end of the bargain, so we had to stop.
Oh, Meg got the toothless. Oh, but a rainbow one. That's cool. I don't know if I've seen that. A rainbow toothless.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
that's pretty awesome.
I got this one at the first film fair I ever went to, which was until I moved down here to Florida. So that was cool. Between the structure behind Matt and Kimbra and Matt's injury, I was wondering if instead of D&D, we should play tic-tac-toe.
Okay, I see where this is going. That's funny.
I love our people.
Yes. Many of them that are in the chat right now will be on our group cruise. Some of them will not, but they could change that.
There are some that have said that they are interested and then still haven't booked yet, so they should do that.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap up so we have time to go get set up and watch Down Under Cruisers.
And eat some rum cake.
And maybe eat some rum cake. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week with the professor on.
Yeah.
Professor.
Is Kevin going to join too? I'm open. I like you both.
Cool.
Cool.
All right. You were done? Were we done?
Yeah, Megs, I need to book Paul. Sorry. No worries. I'm actually have been slacking a lot.
There's time.
So you're good. No rush. Yeah.
The crystal ball says unknown. Kevin.
Oh,
That's
okay.
You can keep it a surprise.
That's fine.
We're all good. We're good with that too.
All right. Let's do this thing.
Larry, Meg is joining on our group cruise.
Yeah.
And Paul is as well. And so yes.
Yeah. All right. Bye, everyone.
Good night, everybody. Thank you again.